Coming up this week on the Double T Insider, we feature our best stories from the fall season. First story is all about how Texas Tech offensive linemen maintain the proper diet. Sophomore Jared Kaster tells us how. We have a story on the 7-time Big 12 Player of the Week for Red Raider soccer, Victoria Esson. The senior goalkeeper shares about her experience at Texas Tech and how she made the trip all the way from New Zealand. We flash back to our first episode this fall with the feature on Texas Tech wide receiver Eric Ward. Find out more about who he is inside our Red Raider Spotlight. Here's another chance this week to catch the award-winning story on the Goin band from Raiderland. Find out why the Goin band is proud to serve Texas Tech University. Those stories and more coming up this week. Keep it locked right here for the fall season finale. This is the best of the Double T Insider. Welcome into our final episode of the Double T Insider this fall season. I'm Erica Taylor alongside Justin Vincent, bringing you our best stories of the fall.
To kick off our Best Of series, we're bringing you the nutritional story from Texas Tech football. We sat down with sophomore offensive lineman Jared Kaster and found out how the Red Raiders fuel up and stay in shape. Check it out.
The Red Raider offensive line protects their quarterback and is in charge of moving bodies to make plays. Each week, Tech fans watch the Red Raiders perform at their highest level. What the fans don't see is the behind-the-scenes work that helps the players reach their full potential. We sat down with sophomore offensive lineman Jared Kaster. He lets us know how the Red Raiders staff keeps him fueled for each game.
Well, I think the strength staff here has done a phenomenal job, not just with those big guys, the small guys, but especially with those big guys, getting us in shape. Because with the tempo and offense that we run, we have to be at a high octane tempo, and I think they've done a great job. And the stuff that we eat with our nutritionist that we've got, she's really done a good job with how we keep our body game ready, I guess you could say.
Many factors have to work together to keep the offensive line going. Strength, fitness, and nutrition are the most important. Sports dietitian Dana McCutcheon gives us more on the philosophy that the trainers live by.
So it's just kind of like fuel. We teach them you wouldn't put bad fuel in your gas tank in your car. It's the same thing. You're going to put optimum premium fuel in your body as well, because at the end of the day, it's what's fueling you to get the job done on the field.
Linemen have to eat an outstanding amount of food and exercise daily. The new wooden sled workout is just an example of how their training has changed since last year. Head strength and conditioning coach for football, Chad Dennis, gives us more on the new training techniques.
The sleds are they definitely get those guys' attention, and that's how we create the endurance that we need them and put them in the positions that we need them to be in. We push those wooden sleds every day for thigh workouts, and it gets you strong, it gets you in shape. But yeah, that was a big thing that really got us going with that.
Along with the new training, large and healthy meals are essential in the training of an offensive lineman.
It's really important that we stress the right things at the right times for these guys. So obviously we want to push carbohydrates and protein with good sources of good fats in their diet. So it's not only what they're eating, it's also the timing at which they're eating them. So a big thing for us is going to be education and teaching the linemen, what are the right choices at the right times to fuel you for optimum performance.
With the right food and the right training, the offensive line can perform at their best on the field. But, like with any diet, sometimes you might have to cheat a little.
Jared, he likes carbohydrates and not so healthy choices of protein sometimes. So with Jared, it's reminding him constantly you need those fruits, you need those vegetables along with those other items for a healthy balance so that we can maintain his lean body mass, because that's what's really going to help him with his performance.
Any kind of pies, puddings, anything you can tell, I'm going to eat it.
Do they get mad at you for eating that stuff?
Yeah, I try not to tell them, especially the nutritionist. Yeah, she doesn't know, but yeah. You can't, being big, you can't stay away from those kinds of food.
Nutritionists and trainers place rules and workouts to build the Red Raiders up. The healthier the Red Raiders are, the better they perform. Reporting for the Double T Insider, I'm James Greenhawk.
Red Raiders soccer had yet another incredible season, and it would not have been possible if it weren't for standout seniors like Victoria Esson. Here's the story on the New Zealand native goalkeeper and why Texas Tech just had to have her.
Back in New Zealand, the start of 2011, soccer kind of came to a bit of a halt for me in New Zealand representative-wise, so I thought I have an opportunity to go to the States still at the age I was. So once I found out I could transfer my university credit from New Zealand to America, that's kind of when I got the ball rolling, and I was looking in April to come in July, so that was a lot later than anyone else had probably ever done it before. But so that limited my opportunities in some ways, because teams had already signed their players, but then it opened up doors for teams who had injuries or last-minute people who couldn't play. So it worked for and against me.
We got our IT person in. I said, I know there's this kid from New Zealand who wrote us. You got to help me find it. And it was like January, and she'd written us in August or something. Well, I don't know if it was a gut feeling. It was more of a panic, because our starting goalkeeper, we were just told, had potentially a career-ending back injury. We knew we had a good team coming in, and we were quickly concerned that we wouldn't have a starting goalkeeper that could, back up this group that we had defensively. And what we found was that she was just about to commit to one of two places. She had gone through the whole process with 2 other schools and was ready to make a decision, and we entered the picture literally at the last minute. So easily the last person to join that class was maybe the most important, given the need we had at that point.
Yeah, I mentioned it to my mum first. I wanted to get her opinion, and it took her a little bit to come around to it, but once she came around to it, she was in full support. So then after that, it was just telling my dad, and that wasn't too bad. I didn't give him much choice.
We just had to make her comfortable. I spoke to her mom on the phone a couple times, just talked about the family atmosphere that we have here, that we had a position for a starting goalkeeper if she was good enough, and we thought she was. Spoke to her coaches a bunch. I mean, it was a long process squeezed into about a 3-week period.
I saw the opportunity here. There was really, Tom has built this program. He filled me in a little bit of what it was like when he first got here, and things that he was trying to do to build the program up. And I tried to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and really saw that this program was going places. So he took a gamble on me to bring me over here, and I guess I took a gamble on the program as well, not having visited Tech. But we came over here, and it's really turned out to be even better than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't know a lot about soccer at the collegiate level when I first came here. I just knew it was of a good standard, and there's opportunity to play twice a week and training every day. So the staff are great here, they're enthusiastic, and also my teammates are awesome, and they're all helping me get better by the day. So I can only thank them for everything that's been going on.
Right away we were like, wow, this girl's got something special. And she's been to 3 World Championships, with her youth national teams. So she's played at the highest level, very determined, plays with a chip on her shoulder. And what's been great about Vic is, from the minute she got here, she's been the first one out of the locker room, the last one to leave the field, always working on her game, really intense, great role model and leader by example. I mean, there's been times when she has literally saved us from a tie or from a loss, and made saves that I already thought were in the goal.
Being the last season, there's that extra incentive to just make every single game count. We all were told from the first game we ever played here for Texas Tech, make the most of it because the time goes so quickly here, and that is completely true.
It's bittersweet, because on the sweet side, there's nobody we want in the goal right now than a 22-year-old mature international national team player who is all in for this program. So it's perfect to have her in goal right now. But the bitter part is, it's going to be sad to see her go. I don't know if she'll stay in America. I don't know that she'll, how much we'll see her. And it'll be hard, because every day for 3 years, she's been the stalwart in goal with a great attitude and a smile on her face and ready to train. So, we feel very fortunate, but we are sad to see Vic go, because she's been a program changer. We wouldn't be the team we are, the program we are today, without her coming here.
Stay tuned. After the break, we're coming back with the best Red Raider spotlight from this semester. And later we look at the Going band from Raiderland. But first, here's your Texas Tech Trivia question of the week. The Double T Insider is a student-led show that gives viewers inside information about student athletes at Texas Tech University. How many Texas Tech student athletes has a Double T Insider featured in its 2013 fall season? Is it A, 8, B, 12, C, 15, or D, 22? The answer to the Texas Tech Trivia question of the week will be coming up later in the show. Stay tuned, because after the break we'll be coming back with more of the Double T Insider.
This is you. You want to be a director in Hollywood? Maybe you want to capture someone's attention on a 30-second spot. Maybe you'd rather be a social media manager, or you want to sit behind the World News desk. You can do that here at the College of Media and Communication at Texas Tech University with a degree in advertising, electronic media, journalism, media strategies, or public relations. From here, it's possible.
Welcome back to the Double T Insider. The first athlete we sat down with this year was Red Raider football's Eric Ward. Find out who the senior wide receiver really is inside our Red Raider Spotlight.
I think I lead by example. I would say I'm a leader by example because I don't really like talking a whole lot because that's just not part of my personality. So I just try to go out there and lead by example and let the younger guys look at me as a hard worker. I would say that's just part of my whole personality. I mean, I don't really look toward anybody as a role model but God, honestly, but I just try to just stay laid back and calm at all times. You might think this is weird, but I actually like to cut hair, so really? I would say I would like to be a barber or a U.S. Marshal because I like the law enforcement and stuff like that, so I would say a U.S. Marshal or a barber. I like listening to R&B and slow music, so I would say listening to like some R. Kelly or something before the game. I mean, it's kind of different, but it just keeps me calm, so I just like that kind of aspect of R&B. The teammate that I really grew close to would be Darren Moore from last year, but he's no longer here. He graduated. I mean, all the younger guys, it's kind of hard to grow close to them because the maturity level is different. You know, they're so young and you're like so mature because you've been here a while and you're just older than them. Yeah, you have to keep the seniority aspect. I mean, I guess that's just something you mold yourself into from being here so long and from growing and having those experiences and obstacles that you've overcome. So I just think that's part of it. I miss the game day atmosphere. You know, just college game days are incredible on game day. It's just so exciting and everyone's into it and it's all about playing for the joy of the game, not for the money of it. So you just go out there and just miss the whole atmosphere of everybody's cheering you on and yelling. I mean, I know it's like that at the next level, but it's just like everybody's playing because they love the game. I like to eat ramen noodles and real chicken. Like I like to put real chicken in my ramen noodles. I mean, I don't think that's different at all, but I love my kid. I would say that's not anything weird about me or different. I just love my kid and that's my motivation right there. I mean, I have a 3-year-old son and that's my pride and joy. So if people didn't know I had a kid, that's what motivates me right there as my son.
No football game would be complete without the sounds of the Goin band from Raiderland. This story got first place honors at this year's South Central Regional Competition. Here's the story on the greatest band in the land.
They are the first to take the field for Texas Tech football. When you see the members of the Goin band marching down the sideline, you know it's game time at the Jones AT&T Stadium. When Tech teams are on the road, the band goes right along with them, and that's how it's been since 1925.
Well, the Goin band got its name actually decades ago. There was a period of time where the football team was doing a lot of traveling, and they were actually traveling to a lot of different bowl games, and we were traveling along with them, and it wasn't really the thing to do back in the day for the band to travel with the football team in support of. And so there was a writer in the Lubbock Avalanche Journal that says, man, that band is always going, and so that Goin band kind of theme stuck around and has been around for decades now.
The Goin band of today has over 400 members, the color guards, the drum line, and the 2013 national champion, Tech Twirlers, all included. And with that big of a group, there's a variety of students involved, yet they're still able to connect, work hard, and have fun all at the same time.
But that's one of the things I love most about Goin band is that we're just really passionate about what we do. We're passionate about being a team, about theme days, and we have fun theme days. And I think one of the things that we try to do is make it feel like a family, so that when we're coming to practice, it's not like we have to go and march around a field and read a coordinate sheet. It's like over here, I can joke around with my friends while also getting work done.
As the season progresses, you get to know more and more people better, and it's really special when you can go to a group immediately and know that you all kind of come from a common background in music and performance.
It's kind of cool how all the different personalities mix. I mean, you have the people who are super smart, you have the people who are super athletic, you have the people who are super musicians, and everything in between. And so I think that's what makes us unique. And so I don't know, the personality is pretty hyped. It's great.
That same energy kicks in well before game time. They march from the band lot through Memorial Circle and down Red Raider Avenue. They gather up in the tunnel and get set to take the field.
I could compare it to taking like a pure espresso shot right before running onto the field. Like, it's so much adrenaline and I get so excited. We just finished our walkover and everyone's kind of like in this, we're all really tightly packed, so everyone's getting really jittery and having like a good time. I know I usually get like my nerves out by dancing, so it's kind of like a little everyone's last woohoo before we run on the field. And it's a great feeling because everyone's kind of unified and just like we're so ready to put on a good performance and make the crowd cheer.
It's kind of a feeling unlike any other when you have 50,000 people screaming at you and you're running down the field. So it's definitely something special. I think it's a lot of the reason why a lot of people do Goin Band is for that moment right there.
You know, for me, it's actually quite exciting because I got to experience from their point of view coming out of the tunnels. And so for me, it's really cool just to see them like super hyped, super excited, smiling coming out of the tunnels. So I really get excited just seeing them in action.
If you're watching the band for the first time or have seen them perform many times, here's something Texas Tech fans should know.
I think in general, you know, our biggest thing is just to provide entertainment for them. So we put a ton of work in. We rehearse hours and hours a week and rehearse at the stadium and put in 3-a-days during the summer to get good product on the field, mostly just to entertain the crowd and to give them something to see and to cheer for and to be proud of as Texas Tech as a whole.
Just know that we do it for you and for your enjoyment, and if we're making you happy, then we're doing it right.
I think I would like for them to understand the hard work that these kids put in a short amount of time. And I want them to really feel like, A, we're representing the university really well. B, that we were providing kind of a diverse program for them, a diverse show. One week we might do something very traditional, next week we might do something that's really current and kind of hip for the students. And I want everyone to understand and appreciate that the students are putting in so much work for them to have a great halftime experience. So stick around, enjoy, and cheer us on anytime you can.
We're coming back with our best tweets of the week after the break. But first, see which answer gets eliminated from the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week.
It's time to eliminate an answer from the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week. Earlier we asked, how many Texas Tech student athletes has the Double T Insider featured in its 2013 fall season? Your options were A, 8, B, 12, C, 15, or D, 22. The answer that is not correct is A, 8. The correct answer to the Texas Tech Trivia Question of the Week will be revealed later in the show. Don't go away, because there's more Double T Insider coming up after the break.
This is you. You want to be a director in Hollywood? Maybe you want to capture someone's attention on a 30-second spot. Maybe you'd rather be a social media manager, or you want to sit behind the World News desk. You can do that here at the College of Media and Communication at Texas Tech University with a degree in advertising, electronic media, journalism, media strategies, or public relations. From here, it's possible.
Each week for the Double T Insider, we take the best tweets about Texas Tech athletics and air them on our show. This week we're bringing you the best of the best tweets from our fall season. Here they are. Lady Raider tennis player Samantha Adams took a picture of NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal and tweeted, "Shaq getting his guns up at the Houston airport." Michael McBride, a former Texas Tech student, tweeted, "Tom Stone is building something special at Texas Tech athletics. Big excited crowds, players that never quit, and great facilities and an attitude." And finally, senior linebacker Terrence Bullitt tweeted, "Thanks again, Texas Tech. Salute to the Jones and the fun times there. Forever a Red Raider here. Loved every minute at the Jones. #GunsUp." Keep checking back next spring for more DTI tweet picks, where your tweet could be the chosen one. And now, get out that pen and pad and get ready to take notes. Here's what's coming up next on the schedule this week for Texas Tech Athletics.
Starting off a very slow week for Texas Tech Athletics, on Tuesday, men's basketball takes on Arizona in Tucson. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. Women's basketball is back home from Brooklyn on Wednesday and is facing Arkansas Pine Bluff inside the United Spirit Arena. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m.
And finally, here's the answer to the Texas Tech Trivia question of the week. It's time to reveal the answer to the Texas Tech Trivia question of the week. Earlier we asked, how many Texas Tech student athletes has a Double T Insider featured in its 2013 fall season? Your options were B, 12, C, 15, or D, 22. The correct answer is D, 22. In the first half of Season 2, the Double T Insider has featured 22 student athletes. This has been your Texas Tech Trivia question of the week. If you didn't get this week's question right, don't worry. You'll have some time to brush up on your facts. In the spring, we'll be back with more Texas Tech Trivia, along with even more of the Double T Insider.
Well, that's a wrap for the fall season of the Double T Insider, and this is my last episode to host the show. Be sure to tune in the spring for more inside access into Texas Tech athletics.
And as always, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and search Double T Insider on YouTube to watch all of our episodes. For Erica Taylor, I'm Justin Vincent. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you in the spring.